Shah Kudin Perigimel. Well, now, before Keser, Nimtza Malchus Shlema B'chol Hei Oraseh Pnimim. Now, in the Oraseh Peh, and we said one sphere came out of the Peh after the next. First came the Malchus, and then the Yisod, and from then on up to Keser. When Keser came out, Malchus already reached all the Hei Oras Pnimim. We said every time that one of the spheres came out of the Peh, the lower spheres received an extra madriga of Or Pnimim so far. And already by the time Keser came out, Malchus had a full set of 5 Oras Pnimim. Shem Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama, Chaim, Yechida, which is Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama, Chaim, Yechida. Those are the names of the 5 Oras Pnimim. Vinei Ata, Hayu Chaserim Adayim Kol Spheres Kanal, Sheyatzu Chaserim Bli Tashlim. Now, still, there were lacking all the spheres that were mentioned above, all the spheres that we spoke about that came out of the Peh, and they were lacking all the rest of the Oras Pnimim, and also the Oras Makivim. Only Malchus had, so far, a full set of Oras Pnimim. All the rest didn't even have the full set of Oras Pnimim, and they were also lacking the Oras Makivim. And this was with proper intention, it was a thought out, planned out action, as we mentioned above, of Hashem. And then, because they weren't perfected, when the Oras came out of the Peh, they had to go back into the Peh to get Tashlum, to get perfected, to get the rest of the Oras that they were lacking. Now, and now it's time for the Oras to go back into the Peh, and Keser goes back in first. We said that Malchus came out first, and Malchus came out of the Peh and went down. And as the spheres came out of the Peh, Malchus was actually the lowest of all the spheres, and Keser was the last one to come out, so it was the highest. And then, now when everything's going back, it goes back in the same way that it came out, and it comes out that Malchus is going to be Keser is going to be the first one to go back into the Peh. Now, when the Oras are going back into the Peh, Keser goes back in first. So it comes out that it came out last, Keser came out last, and goes back into the Peh first. And Malchus did exactly the opposite. Because it came out first and went back in last. Is this the pasuk? And this is the secret of the pasuk. Ani rishon vani achron. I'm first and I'm last. The biur pasuk zeh yitztak bein b'sfiras hakeser bein b'sfiras hamalchus. And this pasuk that says I'm first and I'm last also could be speaking about the keser and also about the malchus. Ela shezeh zeh hefech zeh. Now, each one of them, the malchus comes out first and goes back in last, and the keser comes out last but goes back in first. So each one of these, both the malchus and the keser, you could say about it, Ani Rishon Vani Achron, I'm first and I'm last, because they both have an aspect that they come out either first or last, or go back in first or last. But they're opposite of each other. Vehu K'moshe Noda, and this is as we know, Ki Ani Hu Kinui La Malchus Vehifuch. Now the Rav here is explaining how in the pasuk it says Ani Rishon and Ani Achron, how Ani is referring to both Malchus and Keser, because Ani itself, me, the meaning of the word is me, could mean Malchus, could be referring to Malchus, and also Ein means that nothing means nothingness, could be referring to Keser. That's what Ein refers to Keser, and Ani refers to Malchus. A simple explanation of this is that Malchus, Ani is the Yeshus, like self, and Ein is nothingness. Yeshus in self is the lowest of the aspects, the most physical, most physical of all the aspects, and Ein is the most spiritual world aspect, that's like a bittul, or nothingness, when a person reaches a saga of nothingness, or a person reaches a saga of self. Now it could be even a good thing. Self is not necessarily a bad thing. A person could be thinking of himself and thinking of himself in a in a good way, and how he's supposed to serve Hashem, or he could be thinking of himself as nothing, like Moshe Rabbeinu and Aaron Cohen, and where they said "V'nachnu ma," that we're nothing. So these are madrigas of bittul, and there's also madrigas of self. So Malchus in general is referring to self, the lowest aspect, and Ayin in general is referring to bittul, which is nothing. That's the simple meaning of the word ani with ayin. That's how they refer to Keser and Malchus. Vine bis'al ma'keser b'makora, also chachma b'makom ma'keser. Now, when the Keser goes back into its makor, into the peh, also chachma b'makom ma'keser, then chachma took place of the Keser, went up also madriga into the place of the Keser. V'bina b'makom chachma, and bina also went up one madriga into the place of chachma. And similarly, all the spheres went up like this. Until it comes out that the Malchus also is in Makom Yesod, because it also went up one madriga. Now, through the Malchus going up one level into the place of Yesod, it got more or, got more light. And this or that it received, this extra or that it received, was Malchus's first makif. We said that when the ors came out of the peh, that Malchus, when all the ors finished coming out of the peh, meaning even Keser came out, so Malchus already received all the 5 ors penimim. Now when it goes up to Yesod, it reaches at one more madrega, which is the first makif. Asher keneged b'chinas chaya pnimis. Which this first makif is keneged the bechina of chaya, which is the lower of the 2 makifim that the ors are going to get now in the ors hapeh. We said that there are 5 pnimim. There are also 5 makifim that are keneged nefesh ruach neshama chaya yechida. But here in the Om Hapeh, in the ors hapeh, the ors only get the 2 makifim of chaya yechida. They don't get the makifim of nefesh ruach neshama and nefesh ruach neshama. V'gam za alav madriga achas, v'az nitosav bo b'chinas yechida min ha'oros hapnimin. And also Zeranpin went up one madriga. Each one of the spheres, meaning Chesed, went into the place of Bina, and grew into the place of Chesed. Each one of the spheres got shifted up once, got moved up once closer to the peh, and it received now yechida from the oros pnimim. And now it finally received the He Ors Pnimim, all 5 Ors Pnimim. And Bina also got a higher one more madriga, which is the Chaya Pnimis, which is the second to top highest madriga. And Chachma Tosaba B'chinas Neshama Pnimis. And Chachma received also now Neshama Pnimis. Now, Chachma is in the place of Keser, and Bina is in the place of Chachma. Bina is in the place of Chachma. Ve'achar kach ala Chachma b'matzia, and afterwards the Chachma went up into the matzia, into the peh. Ve'alsa Bina b'makom Keser, and Bina took place of the Keser. Ve'itosav ba yechida pnimis, and Bina also now received another more madriga, which is yechida pnimis, which is the highest of all of the ors pnimim. And now Bina achieved all of its Hei Ors Pnimim. And Zah started receiving his first makif, which is connected the makif, which parallels the chaya that's inside. So we said there's 5 ors inside, 5 ors pnimim, which is nefesh ruach neshama chaya yechida. There also could be, or there also sometimes is, 5 bechinas of makifim, the 5 bechinas of nefesh ruach neshama chaya yechida, and each one parallel each other. Here in this we said that they're not going to receive nefesh ruach neshama of makifim. They're only going to receive chaya yechida of makifim. We're going to see later why a little bit. But here, Zerampin is starting to receive this, receives Chaya. It's called Chaya Pnimis. It's really Keneged the Chaya Pnimis, but it's a Makif Keneged the Chaya Pnimis. Malchus Nitosov Bo Makif Yoseh Elyon, and Malchus receives a second Makif, Asher Keneged Yechida Pnimis, which is Keneged the Yechida Pnimis, which parallels the Yechida Pnimis, which is the highest of the Oros Pnimim, and also really is the highest of the Oros Makifim. Afterwards, the Chesed of Za goes into the Makom Kesem. Ki Bina also the Matzah, because the Bina goes up now into the Matzah, into the Pen. Vaz Mitosov Bo Gam Bechinas Makif Hasheni Ha'elyon Shekeneged Yechida Pnimis. And now it also receives a second Makif, Elyon, so one even higher, Shekeneged Yechida Pnimis, which is the highest that they're going to receive in this Olam. They only receive again two Makifim, which is the Makif that's Keneged Chaya and Makif Keneged Yechida. Now Zerampin also receives that. And from here on, Zerampin does not receive any higher Madrigas. And also Malchus, once it receives the two Makifim, the Makif which is Keneged Chaya and the Makif which is Keneged Yechida, the Malchus does not go up any higher. The Malchus does not get any more Oros added to it. And the idea is, with one introduction, which you need to know, that in every single Bechina, in every world, and every Patzuf, there are 10 spheres. Not more and not less. Which are the Oros Pnimim, the 10 Oros Pnimim, and 10 Oros Makifim. Everything in the whole world, every world and every Patzuf, and every Bechina, meaning every single thing, every aspect in the whole world, can be divided up into 10 Oros Pnimim and 10 Oros Makifim. And maybe some other aspects, we're going to see like Kelim and other things like that, but basically right now we're talking about the Oros. They can have 10 Oros Pnimim and 10 Oros Makifim. Now, the 10 Oros Pnimim are divided into 5. That Keneged Hei Bechinas Partzufim Sheyesh Lechem, which is Keneged the 5 Partzufim which it has. So in general the 10 spheres could be divided and looked at as 5 Partzufim, and these 5 Partzufim are Keneged. These 10 spheres are Keneged the 5 Partzufim. It comes out that Keser is Arichampin, Abba is Chachma. The parts of Abba is called Chachma. The Patzuf of Ima is Bina. The Patzuf of Zerampin is the 6 spheres Chesed, Gvura, Tiferes, Netzach, Hod, and Yisod. And the Patzuf of Malchus, the Patzuf of Nukva is Malchus. So each one of the spheres can also sometimes be Patzuf. So we could take the 10 spheres and we could divide them into 5 Patzufim. They are parallel to each other, with 5 Patzufim and 10 spheres. So as we mentioned in a different place, and the names of these Patzufim are Arichampin, Abba, V'ima, Zerampin, V'nukva. Now they themselves, these 5 Patzufim, when we're referring to the Oros Pnimim, they themselves can be termed Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama, Chaya, and Yechida. Because the Oros Pnimim are the Neshama inside of it, and sometimes they could be referred to in the Patzufim, and sometimes in the spheres, and also they could be referred to with the Bechinas of Neshama. They could be referred to with the names of Neshama. Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama, Chaya, and Yechida. Which basically means the Oros Pnimim, which are parallel, which relate to these 5 Patzufim, Arichampin, Abba, and Ima, Zerampin, and Nukva. That's Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama, Chaya, Yechida. Nefesh is Nukva, Ruach is Zerampin, Neshama is Ima, Chaya is Abba, and Yechida is Arichampin. And this is also each world in and of itself. And also similarly with the Makifim. We said there's 10 spheres of Makifim, And it could also be 10, we could break it down into Nefesh Ruach Neshama Chaya Yechida Ki Hem Eser V'Nichlam B'Chamisha Kenizkar, because they're 10, which is 10 spheres. They could also be divided and into 5 Patzufim. And once you divide them into 5 Patzufim, if you're looking at the Ors Makifim, you could call them Nefesh Ruach Neshama Chaya Yechida, because they're Ors Makifim. Even though in general, sometimes, the general difference between the Nefesh Ruach Neshama Chaya Yechida and the 5 Patzufim is that the 5 Patzufim refer to also in general, they refer to Keli. And the Nefesh Ruach Neshama Chaya Yechida only refer to the Ors. It's a general, very, very basic difference between the two. V'omnam da, ki b'chol Ors v'olamos v'partzufim sheyesh min hachotem shel adam kadmon v'lamala b'chol partzuf v'partzuf mehem. Now, you should know that in every single one of the worlds, in every one of the partzufim, from the Ol Machotem, from the Ors Hachotem, sheyesh min hachotem shel adam kadmon v'lamala, every one of the spheres and almost partzufim and almost from the and Oros, from the Chotem and out, the whole parts of Mehem, from every one of the partzufim, in every one of the partzufim, yesh tamid kol bechinas ilu shleimus. All these bechinas of 5 Ors Pnimim and 5 Ors Makifim are totally complete. They're full. Shem He Ors Pnimim hakolim eses spheres protios kaniska, which is He Ors Pnimim, which can be divided into 10 spheres, as mentioned. The He Ors Makifim hakolim eses spheres protim kaniska, and also He Ors Makifim, which can also be divided into 10 spheres. Achmina Peh Shel Adam Kadmon L'Lamata, but from the Peh of Adam Kadmon and down, Ad Sof HaOlamos, Lo Yesh Rak He Ors Pnimim V'Beis Makifim Elyonim. From the Peh and down, there are only 5 Ors Pnimim, but there are only 2 Ors Makifim. Shem Keneged Yechida V'Keneged Chaya, the whole parts of Mehem V'Lo, which are Keneged the Yechida and Keneged the Chaya in every one of the parts of him, and no more than this. Meaning, the 2 Ors that we do find in the Ors of Peh and below is from the Makifim is one that's Keneged Chaya and one that's Keneged Yechida. That's found in every single one of the Partzufim, in every single one of the Madrigas, but it's not found. But you don't find any more than 2 Makifim from the Peh down. Because the Or gets minimized, gets limited there, gets smaller there. And therefore, in the world of Akudim, which is the Ors that come out of the Peh of Adam Kadmon, you only find 5 Ors Pnimim and 2 Ors Makifim, because, as we said, the Or got lesser as it went down, and then for some reason they lessened these 3 lights, these Ors of Makifim of Nefesh Ruach Neshama. But the 2 Ors Makifim of Chaya Yechida stayed, and you should remember this Hakdama.